Hello, good afternoon. Sitting here at Flagstaff. There's a moon in the background. Beautiful day. On the way to Bryce Canyon. Let's hop into the aircraft. We got 145 gallons of fuel on board. And looks like one passenger. Invisible passenger who's sitting next to us. Get pushed back. While he is hooking up, just make sure that everything is off. Circuit breakers all in. Switches are off. Gear lever down. Wheel controls off. And prop full RPM. Here we go. Block time is 1 hour 14 minutes. We're going straight up north. Brake set. Just going through some of the pre-checks here. Starter ignition on. Stable NG. Pressures, temperatures on the green. Alright, taking Flagstaff, 1 departure, so we're going to top out at 12,000 feet on departure, and then that's our top altitude, and we're going to climb out to flight level 300. Okay, let's dial in Flagstaff Unicom, or CTAF 134. 134.55. Squawk code 4103. And I'm connected to VetSim. Alrighty. Suction looks good. So departure is going to be climbing left turn, heading 146, Flagstaff, VOR, radial 172. Time now is 22, started at 22:05. Outside temp is 79, and it's 78 in the cabin. Alright. Let's reset this to 172 as well. There. We have to come back to Flagstaff. It's going to be ILS runway 21. And minimum's decision height is going to be 255 feet. Field elevation is 7,014. Flagstaff VOR 113.85. And I'm going to preset ILS 110.5. And I'm just going to import the flight plan. Flagstaff 1 departure. Runway 21 post transition. Load that in. This is KNS 80 RNAV system. It's got 4 channels. And we're going to monitor 121.5. Monitor here. Grand Canyon, VOR 111.65. Just going to preset that on standby, and I believe we're ready for taxi. Alright, the weather clear, as you can see, 10 miles visibility. Winds from 20019 gusting 31, so right down the runway, but pretty gusty. Could be a little bit bumpy on the climb up. Altimeter 3005. Climb out, altitude is set. We should be crossing Oats above 10,500. Runway runway 21 departure, climbing left turns. We're going to climb out about 400 feet above elevation. Going to turn left to 146 degrees and then intercept radial 172 out of Flagstaff. And we'll follow that directly to Oates. Cross Oates above 10,500. So just trying to keep the speed here below 20 knots. And I remember reading somewhere in the manual that normally what we do is we adjust the ailerons into the wind if it's coming. If we're pointing into the wind, we'll turn the ailerons into the wind. But in this case, when I was reading the manual, the TBM 850 manual, it mentioned something that they don't recommend doing it in this airplane for a reason. And I can't recall what that reason was, but it wasn't recommended for some reason. So I'm just going to stop here real quick and run through the pre-takeoff checks, and we should be ready to go. Okay, brakes are set. Intercept, we can go ahead and turn it off. Okay, lights, camera, action. Takeoff time is 22:18. It took us about 13 minutes to get to the end of the runway. I think we are ready to go. There is nobody on the airfield. There is no control. Flagstaff traffic, TBM 3024 Mike, taking off runway 21, Flagstaff. Let's go. Takeoff power set. Knots. Gear up. Left turn on the heading, and I'm going to accelerate set. And I'm going to increase the power. About 135. I think I just overshot the radial. Autopilot's on. Speed mode. And we are climbing. See, gear up, lights out, flaps up, 850 mode set. And climbing at 115% torque. Passing 10,000. Let's go in a heading mode for now. Pressurization on. Set it for 3,100 or 31,000. arrows pointing towards Grand Cayman VOR, 62 miles, and 10 miles from Flagstaff. Climbing through 19,000, we'll go to standard. Altimeter setting. Tune that into. I'm just going to synchronize the altimeter with the standby. Adjust the throttle to keep the climb going at around 830 degrees ITT. So the limit, ITT limit is 140 in this 840 in this airplane. So I'm gonna try not to exceed that on a climb. So we'll keep it at 830. Just cut back on the throttle once in a while, just to keep that setting at 830 degrees. But that also means that the torque setting is going to be decreasing as we climb up. And we're going to be losing power. And that's what happens as we get into the thinner air. Doing 220 knots on the climb. up ahead. And the Grand Canyon airfield VOR is going to be off to our left. We should be able to see it. Crossing flight level 290, 1 to go. Away from Grand Canyon VOR airfield. So we should be able to spot it from here as we get closer. Might be out there. That might be the airfield. Should get a closer look when we get there. Alright, so let me come back on the props to about 1900 RPM. And that cuts down on a lot of that whiny noise coming from the turbine. So I'm just going to set that to 1900. Cut back on the torque to about 820 degrees on the ITT. Just for economy and smoother ride. It doesn't really make a lot of difference in terms of fair speed. This airplane does about 300 knots ground speed, depending on the wind. Right now we have 37, 38 knots left, quartering headwind. Might be out here someplace. It's right on the edge of the Grand Cayman. I'm not seeing it at the moment. So I've been a little conflicted where to go from here. I just did a loop around the Caribbean, Central America, Mexico, South America, and just came back up through Yuma on my last flight to Flagstaff, and going to Bryce. Is it Bryce Canyon or Bryce County? Bryce Canyon. But I don't know where to go from there. I've pretty much been everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. But I was just gonna try to put a plan together in my head where I kind of wanted to stay on the west coast, around the west coast, maybe go to Alaska, because you know the days are getting shorter. The fall, it's the end of September. It's September 11th today, 9/11 actually, of all days. And so, but the days are getting shorter. And so I was going to do some West Coast routes, maybe to just preserve some of the daylight in the evening when I can fly after work. And so I was thinking maybe, you know, go to continue pushing up north. Maybe Bozeman, or you know, someplace like that, or even like Boise, you know, just keep pushing up north. Maybe end up in Alaska. Maybe explore Alaska. I don't really know. So if anybody has any ideas where we should go from here, I'm open to suggestions. I'm not seeing the airport right now. I'm not sure why not. Maybe we're just too high. Scenery details are not, so it's behind me now. It's under the wing. Anyway, we're taking RNAV 21 approach into Bryce Canyon. Canyon VOR. We'll load that in, and from here we can actually take a look at the VNAV profile. Our top of descent's coming up in 16 minutes, or 17, you know, a little bit over 16 minutes. But we'll see. This top of descent's calculated with a 3-degree descent profile of about 1,500 feet per minute. But we should be able to see it on the flight map here. Right there, top of descent. get the head out of the instrument panel here for a minute. Take a look at the Grand Canyon. We're on the north side of it now. But it's a long canyon, and it ends up with Lake Mead, Las Vegas area. Just followed up. They don't really allow the air traffic to fly over it because of the bird activity sanctuary, wildlife, and probably to control the noise pollution. So I think you need a special permit to operate over the canyon for like special flights, sightseeing, and helicopter rides and things like that. But I think where we are, 30,000 feet, 300, I think we're fine. So anyway, we're about, 14 minutes from top of descent, which means we're going to be at the top of descent around the top of the hour. Alright. Yeah, 14 minutes. We're going to be around the top of the hour. So, headwinds. So you can see we have a little bit of a headwind component here. But to see exactly what it is, and I can make a prediction because this airplane, I know that this airplane does about 300 knot ground speed. We're doing 265, so we have about a 35-mile headwind component. Out of the 43 total, 35 is a headwind component. But there's a way to see it, and the way you get to it is in the utilities. There's the TAS winds information here, and if you click on use sensor data, it'll tell you the headwind component's about 30 knots here. So I thought it was going to be closer to 35, but it's a 30 knot headwind. Still pretty stiff. Slows us down a little bit. That's how you get to that. This is a TDS GNS 750 NXI Garmin GPS. It's made by a company called TDS, which is kind of an unfortunate name. I wish it was something different, but it is what it is. There are two companies that make Garmin GPS as an add-on. There's the PMS, and then there's the TDS. The TDS is the company that makes the trainer for the actual Garmin. So they took that trainer unit and they created a software wrapper for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So this is the actual real thing here. This is the Garmin unit. And it works and operates exactly the same way as the Garmin unit does. PMS does as well, but they don't, that's not what they do, right? They only make GPS for the Microsoft Flight Simulator. They don't work with Garmin. As far as I know, to my knowledge, they don't have any affiliation with Garmin, but TDS does, and this is a TDS unit. But other than that, I really don't think there are a lot of differences between the two. Maybe the PMS one costs a little bit less. Might be slightly easier to install, but you know, who knows? I don't have the PMS one. All I have is this. I have TDS. Anyway, 9 minutes to top of descent. So where are we going? We're going to the airport. I want to go to the VOR actually. So I'm going to click on the VOR, direct, activate. And VNAV gives us just over 10 minutes, so it's going to be top of the hour again. See, Bryce Canyon VOR. Let's get the frequency. 112.8. That's about 60 miles out. So this KNS 80, it has 4 channels, 4 usable channels, right? You can set it, cycle it between RNAV and VOR mode. Since we're checking VOR, I'm going to set it to VOR, and it's going to compute the right ground speed. But you have to be going directly to or away from the station. So we're going to Bryce Canyon, which is 112.8. The way you cycle through the 4 channels is by hitting this display button. So this is display channel 2, display channel 3, display channel 4, and then it goes back to display channel 1. We're using channel 1 right now, and that's dialed into 113.85, which is Flagstaff. But I'm going to change it to channel 2, which is Bryce County, which is 112.8. And I know we're picking up Bryce County or Bryce Canyon, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to hit the use button. It's going to recompute, and it's giving us 265 knot ground speed, 52 miles out. Which is in agreement with the GPS and EHSI. We're going to be shooting an RNAV runway 21 approach. And the Bryce Canyon VOR is going to be our initial approach entry into the initial approach fix into the RNAV arrival. So what else can we preset? Minimums for LNAV, VNAV, it's going to be 452. Instead of 460. CTAF is going to be 1 to 2. Bryce Canyon 1, Unicom 1 to 2.8. climb out to 12,300, direct to Apollo waypoint, and on track 235 to CEX 18 Sexat and hold. Field elevation is 7,590. It's up there. It's pretty high. If you want to see what I'm looking at here, this is the Navigraph charts. There's the field elevation, 7,590. Minimum safe altitude is 12,400. So at 7,600 or 17,600 feet, we're going to be 1,000 or 10,000 feet above field elevation. So 17,600, we should be on the ball at that point. The LNAV, VNAV. And after we intercept Bryce Canyon VOR, we're going to be on the 13,100. Let's see what it's computing something else. We're going to be on a 042 radial out of 112.8. So let me go ahead and reset that. Getting close to the top of the descent. descent. And we're going to descend down to 13.1. 1 minute from top of descent, I'm gonna go ahead and start down. Center is online. Oh no, he's offline. He just logged off. Never mind. Salt Lake City Center. He just logged off. Oh no, wait a minute. He's on. 126.575. Salt Lake Center, good afternoon. November 3024 Mike is a TBM out of 26,000 for 13,000 landing Bryce Canyon.
November 3024 Mike, Salt Lake City Center, good afternoon. Say approach request to Bryce Canyon.
Sorry, I didn't get that, but we're hoping to shoot RNAV approach runway 21 out of Bryce County VOR.
November 3024 Mike, roger. In that case, at DAP, cleared ILS, correction, cleared RNAV runway 21 approach, report procedure turn inbound.
Okay, that's roger, cleared for, after the initial effects, cleared for RNAV 21, and we'll report inbound 3024 Mike.
November 7 Golf X-ray, runway 21 for the land. Delta 1142, climb maintain level 350.
5 maintain total 350 Delta 1142.
Delta 2021, maintain 210 knots.
Sonar 210, Delta 2021.
Delta 2021, set to maintain 7,500.
75, Delta 2021.
Center Delta 9402. I was on the phone. I think I heard you say something earlier, but are we switching?
Delta 9402, my airspace to the east, center is offline, radar service terminated, change to crew, we have a nice flight this afternoon.
Change crew Delta 9402. We'll talk to you later.
Delta 2021, turn right heading 130, intercept the runway 16 right localizer.
Right, 130, 16 right, localizer, Delta 2021.
Delta 2021, 6 miles from Beehive, maintain 7,500 till established with the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 16 right approach.
7,500 till established and cleared to ILS 16 right approach.
Southwest 931, ILS 16 right, descend via the 85 arrival, Salt Lake altimeter 2958.
Right, that's Salt Lake altimeter 2958 and descend via the Leahy 5 arrival, Southwest 931.
Ferry 22, Salt Lake Center, radar contact. Yeah, 3024 Mike, no traffic observed between you and the airport. Report IFR cancellation in the air or on the ground this frequency change approved.
24 Mike Roger, we're going to go ahead and cancel IFR at this point. Thank you very much for the services.
Tower 24 Mike, IFR cancellation received, squawk VFR, frequency change approved. You have a good day.
VFR, we'll see you. 24 Mike.
Delta 730, Salt Lake City Center, good afternoon, radar contact.
Yes. Common carriage. Mixture. Comp check complete. guy standing there. Maybe I'll have to park next to that King Air. Let's see, I forgot to depressurize. Nice. Okay, 2023 on the clock. Or is that? No. 23:31. 23:32. Gallons remaining in the tank. 37.7 on the hubs. Right, we're done. Anyway, please leave me the comments and let me know where we should be going next. All right, until then, take care. Good night. See ya.